Welcome to Chellington 17, episode 25, final episode with me, Mr. Sealy P. Silage harvest, field 11 first, then field 10. Field 10's not ready yet. I need some equipment. I've bought over my Flegel trailers, the Flegel bulls. I have got the Massey Ferguson here. I have leased already the Reck Jumbo 1. It's supposed to disperse and level chaff quicker using that than if you just drive up and down with a tractor. That's the theory. The other thing I need to lease is going to be a forage harvester. Now, I have an issue. I really wanted to lease the New Holland FR 850. However, it is £41,000 to lease. I really would like to lease the Krone. But I use that a lot in FS15, so I'm not going to, and that's 45,000 to lease. Even the small Krone is 30,000, which isn't the end of the world. So let's keep costs down. Let's keep costs down where possible. The Rostselmash RSM 1403 or 1403. It is £24,310 to lease. Thank you very much. That's going to work out a lot cheaper. Right, now comes the other thing. I mentioned it before. The reason I installed the mod for the Krone Big X 1100 was because of the header sizes. That one is a bit too small. It's only 6 meters. The big one is 10.5. Now, obviously, you would normally go with the Rostselmash header on the Rostselmash. That's only 6 meters as well. So, not that it's necessarily unorthodox, but it's probably a bit unusual. I'm going to lease the EasyCollect 1053, 1053, whatever you want to call it, and hope that it fits and it works. Because I remember on FS15, I did exactly the same thing. I had the New Holland FR 850, and I'm sure I tried to put this header on it, and it was pointing down at the ground. And every time you tried to drive anywhere, it kept catching the ground. But anyway, 10.5 meters, that's going to make relatively light work of what we're doing. I'm going to start off with the forage harvester and the trailers on the back of it. Try and do what I usually do and get my rectangle, so then I can set a worker on it, and then just backwards and forwards, see how much silage I make. That's kind of the plan. As I said before, I do like the fact on FS17 everything just seems a little bit sharper, bit crisper. The forage harvesters, I've always liked them. I did a forage harvester episode actually on my FS15 how to and top tips. So if you really wanted to go over and have a look, you could go have a look on that if you wanted to. But they just look, I don't know, more kind of streamlined, sleeker. I don't know, probably are just more detailed. So quick look inside and start it up. Let's see if we can't get this header on. Well, the header's on. That's a good start. Switch to header and let's see if I can open it out and whether it touches the ground or not. That's good. We're fine for transport. Nice. Let's see then. Lower header. Perfect. Excellent. Happy with that. So let's hook up. Now, I'm going to block the road when I start this, aren't I? Let's try and get round the corner without crushing the crops. And out of the road. There we go. We're out of the road. Brilliant. Right. Time to get going, I guess. Let's unfold that header. Let's get the pipe out. Oops, into the trees. That's probably not great, is it? Let's be honest. And let's turn this on and see how we do. Now, I will try, as I've done before, to get the rectangle. So, I will start just over to the side here, set the worker, just to get a really definite rectangle. Whoa, the yield is insane. Okay, well that's good. It just goes to show all the fertilising and everything we've done paid off. Now, what it should do, hopefully, is once it finishes filling up the first Flegel ball, 32,000 litres, it will then switch the header, and then on the pipe there will kind of flick direction, and it should, start filling up the rear. And we're going to get to 32,000 pretty quickly. This is terrifying that in one strip I'm going to fill one trailer. Probably less than one strip. I was not terrifying, it's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. But wow. Wow. Like I say, field 10 just over there isn't quite ready for harvesting yet, but I'm hoping by the time I finish this one, getting all into the silage bay. There we go, switched over. That's a hell of a jet. Yeah, I'm hoping once we've done a little bit on this and we've started filling up the silage bunker silo, whatever they're referred to these days, whatever you kids are calling them now, with that field 10 we'll be ready to harvest as well, so we can go straight from one straight into the other one and off we go. What I'm probably going to do now is turn around and the section over to the left of the harvester, start to clear that, because these are the bits I'll have to do on my own, because the workers don't like the fiddly bits. And I'm almost full anyway. This is crazy. Absolutely crazy. So what will happen is once I've got the rectangle going and I can set the worker, I can then run alongside with the trailers and keep the harvester going. Again, that's kind of the theory. Let's turn it on. This is going to be full, isn't it? 64,000 litres in absolutely no time. My other option would be to lease another Flegel bull and have 3 running, but that would be a little bit... I mean, it would look unrealistic, but it would actually get the job done a lot quicker. Or even put more on. What I have found... There we go, that's not going to do anything now. The reach of the pipe on the forage harvester won't reach beyond 2 trailers. It won't go to a third. It will fill up 2, but it won't fill up a third trailer. It can't reach that far. What I have done in the past when I played on FS15, and again it wasn't realistic but it worked, I would pull 4, so I'd have 4 Flegel bulls in a chain. I would fill up the first 2, and then I would drop the last 2 off, pull over to the side, drop off the front 2, back up, pick up the rear 2, carry on again, and then just go around and collect them all up kind of when they were full. It seems excessive, and I suppose it was a little bit, but it actually works really, really well. So now what I've got to do, if I can, without those trailers folding, is just disconnect that, pull forward a little bit, 2 about there. Switch over to the Massey Ferguson, bring that down to collect that, and I can do my first unload at the bunker silo. I chose the Massey Ferguson realistically for doing this part of the job because it's got 400 horsepower, so it's what you need. To pull these 2 full, it's going to require some horsepower. And that's what we got. Okay. This has had no trouble pulling trailers like this before, so it shouldn't be an issue now. Let's go to the biogas plant. It is pulling those trailers like they don't exist. It's a serious bit of machinery. Without going up into the kind of New Holland T9 case quad track territory and into your Challengers with your 500-600 horsepower, this actually is working really well. Now when I get to the bunker silo, I'm going to try to spread the silage the full length, only because it's going to make it easier for levelling and compacting. Again, this is another one of those things that's kind of controversial, and it causes people to get quite heated in how you do your silage and putting your chaff in, and some people will argue it should all be one end and you haven't got to go up and down, and there's all different ways. I agree. So, what I'll do is get the rear trailer in, switch to the rear trailer, and unload. I've just realised I've probably spread that a little bit too thin, so now I've got to reverse these up, and that's not going to work, is it? Right, bear with me a second. I will skip and just whiz back around again. And as if by magic, I'm back at the start again. Right, back to the front trailer. And we will start unloading. The flatter and smoother I can keep this bunker, the better. Because then for bringing vehicles into carry on unloading, it's going to get incredibly difficult to get into it otherwise. Right, so compacting we're at 18%. I have got, let's just put that down. I have got the Deutz Fahr with the Reck Jumbo one to compact it and level it. It's got the bigger chunky tyres. I went back to the standard ones on this. Right, back over to the field and we will continue. So what I'll do, I'll drop these off just behind and put over to one side. I picked these fields for the corn. Seems like a lifetime ago now. It's so weird, isn't it? Way back when. Simply because they were fairly good sized fields, but they were also incredibly close to the biogas plant, which just made more sense. So when I did the fields, I wouldn't have to drive miles and miles and miles to take the chaff to the biogas plant. Kind of made sense in my head. Right, back onto the vehicle, turn it on, and away we go again. This will continue for some time. What I will do is when I get to a point where I can switch over to the worker and I'll start driving alongside, I'll switch to that. So there'll be a little bit here and there. And just see quite how much we're going to get off here. It's going to be quite a lot, I think. And you get more for... Actually, that's a good point. Just check something. Interestingly, just having done the bunker busting episode on Goldcrest Valley, not the bunker busting episode at all, the silage special even, where I managed to finally sell all my silage. I think it was paying about 400 for silage on there. Was it 400? Oh, actually I was going to say then, because this is lower on here. I thought it was more on Chellington. Maybe not. I'm probably thinking of Lawfolds, actually. See, again, this is the problem. If you do multiple maps and you're old like me and your mind's going, I can't remember what was on what map. Oh dear. Yes, so this one's probably going to be not much different to Goldcrest Valley then for selling the silage. Lawfolds will be the one where you're going to make a ton of money. Only downside with that is that not Highland Grains, the biogas plant that's behind Highland Grains is top of the map on Lawfolds, and to buy one of the big fields close enough to it's going to cost a fortune. Either that, it means transporting silage miles. And I know what you're going to be thinking, those of you that are out there, those of you that keep asking me to do multiplayer episodes. It wouldn't be a problem if we were playing multiplayer. I know it wouldn't be a problem. And we will. Just don't know when. Now, this header on the Rostselmash is not orthodox, it's not what you would normally do, but it's working, and it's working really well. Don't need to go for the expensive forage harvester at all. Comes down to taste, but at the end of the day I'm leasing, so I really didn't mind what one I had. Now, I am 2 complete loads in now, so there should be 128,000 litres in here. Let's have a look. 128,000 litres. I don't know. Turn on the silage spreader. I don't know how well this is going to work. I don't honestly know. So what I thought I'd do is just drive up and down for a bit, see how we get on. It's supposed to spread the silage, so it seems to be like a wave. Maybe lift it a little bit. I don't know. Like I say, I don't really normally use these kind of things, so let's try going the other way, see how we get on. Try and get it all at a certain height, I don't know. What's happening is what always happens when I do this kind of thing, is I just end up with lots of little mountains, ridges, and it just looks horrendous. Let's just drop this down to a sensible-ish height, shall we? Don't know. I'll have a bit of a play around and kind of see where we go with it. I might need to stick it on the front, in all honesty. Well, it does seem to be levelling. It's an interesting bit of equipment. Right, I've got my rectangle. I'm ready to start running alongside now with a worker on here. What should happen is, when I set the worker, it will go to a point, and when it can't reach anymore it will stop like that. So then when I come alongside, it should then go straight into the trailer. Perfect, like so. Is much of a muchness in so much as once I'm full I've still got to drive backwards and forwards. So whether you're using the harvester and towing the trailers or you're running alongside with a tractor, the only upside to doing it this way is if you're a multiplayer. If you're multiplaying, you can either have a worker or somebody driving the harvester, and then you can have multiple tractors and trailers just continuously keeping that harvester going. So just driving backwards and forwards and backwards and forwards and backwards and forwards, so the harvester never stops. So that would be realistically when you would do it this way. Obviously if you're doing it on your own, it really doesn't make a lot of difference. You can run alongside like I am now. You can also set the cruise control if you want to. I'm just on PlayStation, it should be left and right shoulder buttons. Change cruise control speed. So if I knock that with my left one, see in bottom right hand corner it's coming down. I need to get to about 5, I think it is. Try it with 5. So I'm going to go forward now. This is going to fill up, isn't it, if I get a chance to. And it says activate cruise control, press circle. And now I'm running alongside it. Now the harvester is going a little bit faster, and it's full, it would be, wouldn't it? But anyway, now if I leave the worker sitting while I go, it's charging me. The whole time he's sitting there, I'm paying a wage payment. I know it's a bit fiddly and a bit of a faff and you have to keep jumping in and out, but if you don't mind losing a few euros, dollars, pounds here and there, you can just leave the worker sitting there. Like I say, doing it this way works far better if you're doing multiplayer, and there are a few of you and you can just keep that harvester going. Whoa, I should have stopped and looked at the traffic, shouldn't I? Oh man. Okay. Aside from the car crashes, so that's really, I'm starting on my first strip of my rectangle. I have cleared a fair bit around the edges already, and I think I'm up to, like 200 and something thousand litres already. This is my 5th load, I think it is, 4th or 5th load. It is bonkers. I'm up to, 250 something thousand litres already. Oh dear, it's going to be a lot. So as I said before, this process will now continue up and down the field as much as I need to, and I will drop back in periodically to show the progress and how much I've got in the silo. The yield is phenomenal. I'm anticipating having a fair bit in that silage bunker silo. And the harvester can be a little bit temperamental with whereabouts it puts it. It will put the front of the trailer first, then gradually move to the middle and then the back, and then it will switch to the next one. So it's can be a little bit temperamental. And this is where I've had issues before as well. On Goldcrest Valley I did especially, was with turning round. The harvester for some reason would stop and wouldn't go again. I don't know, we'll see how we get on. Fingers crossed. Oh, okay. We're good. We're better than good. We're golden. Right, cruise control on. I need to knock that up a little bit. There we go. Now I'm running perfectly in time with him. Excellent, so cruise control's on, set on 6. I'm running alongside. And it's gradually moving to the back of the trailer. Once it hits 32,000, it will have a momentary pause where it switches over. There we go. And off we go again. I will see you in a while, and we'll see how we're getting on. we will see how much I've got this time. We'll be up to 540 something thousand. Wow. Okay, it does keep spilling out every time you pull up in the vehicle. It's getting to a point I need to do a bit of levelling again. So I'm going to be up to, not far off 600,000 litres. And I still haven't finished the field. I'm about 3/4 of the way through it. I think with this field and field 10, once that's ready, there'll be well over 1 million litres in here. Well over, I would think. I think for Summerfield 10 what I'm going to do is harvest it for the corn, for the pigs. I think I might do that. So let's see if I get stuck as I needed last time. Let's unload as much of this as I can. Don't get stuck. I need to put dual wheels on it. There we go. We're up to now 575,000, is it? 575,000 litres. I started bringing both of the Flegels over at the same time, unhitching one, unloading, hitching the other one back up, unloading, only because taking two across it was getting bogged down, so yeah, wasn't too sure. Had because I'm sort of recording this over the course of one day, had some interesting feedback after the first episode back on Chellington, episode 24 was it? Not a lot of people enjoying it. I don't think it's a lot of people's favourite map actually. So I'm thinking I'm going to do this silage harvest and put this to ferment. The poplars are growing and I'm going to go back to Lawfolds. I think I'm going to kind of stop this around episode, what am I on, 24, 25 I think I'm on now. Yeah, episode 25. This will be the last one on Chellington. And then what I'll probably do is come back like I did with the Goldcrest Valley one that I put up earlier, is do kind of a special episode, just come back and do one on Chellington when the poplars are ready, do a poplar harvest, and then maybe come back and do some silaging on this, either that or I could do a poplar harvest on Lawfolds, of course, that would be easier, wouldn't it, and a silage harvest on there. It does beg the question now then, what am I bothering to do all this for? This is a lot of work and a lot of effort if I'm going to knock this map on the head. We'll see. Once this all ends together, this will probably be the last episode, episode 25. And I might come back, absolutely. I don't get rid of my save games, I keep them, so they don't get deleted or got rid of. So we'll see how many maps end up coming out and how many maps I'm working on actually. I'm hoping... so I think Sandy Bay's due out soon. Was it Rattlesnake Valley? Was that the one? That hasn't come out yet. And there was another one just before Christmas that came out on PC, was supposed to come out on consoles. Hasn't yet, but we'll see. I'm going to carry on Lawfolds anyway. It's taken quite a while. It really has. The target I had in my head was about 1 million litres was what I thought I was going to get. If I go to the map and go to growth on field 10, I just sorted out all the edges to do the rectangle. That is all left to either silage harvest or harvest. I have 1,072,126 litres. There is a lot. But this silage bunker silo, silage bay, is probably only half full. Yeah, probably a half full. I reckon you can get 2.5 million litres in that easily. Got all this front section to get out yet and all the back section. But that's me done. That's the end of this episode. That's the end of my Let's Play on Chellington. I'm going to go back over to Lawfolds. I'm still going to play Chellington, but that'll be off screen. And what I might do every now and again is just drop over, do the odd special episode, maybe just a short one here and there, just a kind of an update to show what's still happening on Chellington. I've got all my animals, I've got poplars growing, I've got this to do, and I need to compact it to 100%. I might want to add more to it. I haven't really decided yet. But anyway, that's it. That's me done on Chellington 17. It's been a great map, actually. I'm enjoying it. Like I say, I will do it myself, probably, but just not the Let's Play. And with that, I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you have, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share the video, please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. From the final episode on my Let's Play on Chellington 17. Thanks for watching.